We are so honored to have you on with us because this film is just so fantastic and what an incredible role. When you get something like this, you just think, I have to do this, right?
Exactly. And I love the idea that we are two people and we are playing three people.
Yes. Yeah, and those challenges are kind of what keeps things interesting for you, right? Because at this point, I feel like you've done so much.
Yes, exactly. It was like another challenge to me to be able to tell a whole world, and another character just between two people. And all you have is the face of a person to understand the change and to tell, the scariness.
Hmm. And of course, you come from a great arts background, and you're very careful with the roles that you choose. What was it about this that made you just think, well, I really do need to do this one?
Because to me, I didn't read it only as a scary movie, but I read it more as a psychological analysis of people. Because, we walk around as a person, but attached to us is all of our past, and we have all these ghosts in whatever form, but we have ghosts of people who might have left us, but we also have ghosts of, you know, relationships we had or things that happened to us. And that, so we keep carrying these things and we very seldomly take time to get rid of them, to really, you know, tidy up the emotion chamber.
Is there a particular scene that stood out to you? Because there's so many and intense scenes. Is there one that stood out to you that you think you'll always remember that was special to you?
There were many, but I think because of the whole ice, I will never forget spending a whole
Mhm.
day on the ice and then sliding into the water and coming back out and being half frozen, and because it was so cold, and then we had neoprenes under the clothes, of course, but this I will never. It was so exhausting. I really felt my whole body was, every muscle of my body was aching for 3 days.
Well, you've been doing so many great roles, and people look up to what you do, and they think, "See, I'd like to do that." What kind of advice would you give to those other actors that want to follow in your footsteps?
Switch off the phone, get off
Mhm.
Instagram, don't compare yourself, and just do what you want to do.
My co-host caught in the American football the Hail Mary, and we talk about that moment in your life or your career where you just kind of have to go for it, and it works out for you. What do you suppose that was for you so far? And this may be one of them.
I think this moment was a moment that was really outside of the eye of anybody, and it was before Phantom Thread even, and it was a different kind of moment, but I think it did the same, and it was me realizing I came out of an audition, and I was standing with my accordion, and I had used it for the audition, and I knew that I wouldn't get the role because I wasn't famous enough, and this kept happening to me. So I was, back at where I am and standing waiting on the bus, and next to me were, sex workers, and they were also standing there. And I thought, well, I'm just actually standing here waiting for someone to pick me up. And I dropped that. I really suddenly realized that, and I just dropped it, and I decided that I will be the greatest artist I could ever be just by being, not because someone sees me or picks me up, but I decided then and there that I would already be the biggest self, even if no one would ever pick me up, if that makes sense. And
Mhm.
I do believe
Yeah.
something shifted in my energy then.
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, this movie is fantastic, and I think people will get something different out of it depending on what they've been through in their lives. What are you hoping that people will think about or talk about or take away here?
Well, like I said, the internal work, that we all need to, it is a fight. Sometimes it has to be a fight, even to life and death, if you want to free yourself from your past and your ghosts and live as a truly independent, self determined person.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. It's an honor to do, and look forward to talking to you again very, very soon. We can tell everyone to check out this film. It's wonderful.
Thank you.